well, we are so back. We are so back. We have a 1212 AD Siege replay for you, and in my gosh, it must have been at least 6, maybe 12 months. It's been a long time since we've done a Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD Siege view here today, but we are back. So yeah, there's been a whole load of problems with 1212 AD, which is probably why you're wondering, Pope, why haven't we seen 1212 AD in a while? And yeah, there's been quite a bit of problems with sort of, I think some of the, certainly with multiplayer, it's been a mass problem. Single player kind of works just fine, campaigns and stuff like that, but trying to do large, like just large multiplayer battles, and I'm talking even a 2v2, so not even really that large. Doing a 2v2 battle, you can people fail to like load in, there's crashes, all sorts of issues. It's been a mass problem. It's been something I've been like mentioning to the devs and to basically everyone that plays 1212 to also just to mention it as well, just so it becomes aware and there's awareness for the issue. But yeah, so there's something to do basically with the graphics, and apparently that's some of the graphics and some of the basically the new updates is kind of that been added had basically just made multiplayer unplayable. But we're back anyway. We found there is now a file pack with a old version of 1212, and you basically I certainly will be doing some more 1212 AD sort of scenarios and battles of my own. So I'm gonna definitely be trying to share that mod pack as well. If you want it as well, you can easily get it on the 1212 AD Discord. But it goes back to an older version of 1212 AD, which doesn't have those issues, and it allows you to play larger multiplayer battles. And we have a 3v3 here today, and it's great to be back. I don't remember what map this is. It's just maybe a generic European map. That's sure. We've got a whole load of mods added for this one as well. We do have the custom cities as well on, which is why we've got some of these gorgeous cathedrals here. And we've got like a little citadel sort of as a last stand there. Very, very nice. But yeah, it's good to be back at 1212 AD. And we'll have a quick look at some of the factions that are on offer. We do have Flanders over here. It looks like they are defending off against the HRE. So it looks like the Empire is here today. We do also have Denmark on the defense. Don't often see Denmark, I feel like. And we do have the Teutonic Order, which we did see on the intro there. And then it looks like over on this side we have Hungary, and the other faction attacking one is over here as well. We have Navarre. Okay, very, very nice. Looks like most. I don't know if there was a rule. Evidently, there isn't a rule for sort of what tier, because we've got trebuchets as well here. But it looks like most people have brought, like infantry-wise, have brought tier 3, which for those of you that don't know, 1212 AD tiers and stuff like that, it does matter, and it matters much more in a way than say like Dawn of Stays or any other sort of like Total War that has like a tier system. Oh geez, actually that unit just, they all get off. I don't think they were all off that tower there when that collapsed, but apparently they only lost one guy. But anyway, yeah, the tier system matters so much more in 1212 AD in the sense that it's not like, oh, it's the quality of the unit. It's actually the era that the unit is from. So these are 15th century sergeants. Tier 3. Tier 3 is the highest tier as well that you can get. While like this trebuchet, for instance, 13th century, and it's tier 1. So you can have a lot of tier 1 units fighting tier 3. And you can have quite a relatively cheap tier 3 unit, or a mediocre tier 3 unit, and it will beat a really good tier 1 unit in some cases. Because it's just more technologically advanced. It's got better armor, it's got better melee attack, all these sorts of things. Oh, they're taking out this tower. That really, there was the priority with that great bombard was to take out that tower? I feel like I would be making a hole in the wall first, possibly even where these swords are waiting, these Samlander swords up there. Make a hole in the wall there. But yeah, so tiers in a way, as I was saying, matter a lot more. So it looks like everyone's bringing tier 3 infantry. Usually there are rules set. Some people say, yeah, just tier 2, tier 1, tier 3, or any tier, to be honest. But yeah, it depends on sort of like what area you're kind of trying to set, if you're trying to set some sort of scenario or not. But yeah, so it looks like everyone's going, oh no, maybe not everyone's going tier 3. There's some tier 2 Landvern Spearmen there, so maybe it's just a mix. today of what you can bring. Cavalry, I was going to say, if there's defensive cavalry, some people might be bringing tier 2 because it's a little cheaper, but this is still very, very scary. And if it's used defensively, yeah, you can do a lot of work. You've got a Mitbruder over here that's tier 2. So yeah, I take it back. Most things are 15th century, but not all. That's for sure. Size of units also is not actually the max. I've just realised there's only 98 in these crossbow sergeants here. So yeah, so it looks like, I don't know what the size of these units are, but usually they're a lot larger. But it's still a pretty big siege. We've still got over 10,000 troops in today's siege battle. The enemy, well, the attackers have nearly 6,000 themselves alone, and then the allied defenders have 5,300. Walls are being breached over here. It looks like sieges... well, it's been a while since I've done a 1212 AD siege, but they certainly are a bit slower in getting going than a Dawn Stay siege. In some cases, and you couldn't say all of them are like that, but yeah, people want to destroy walls. You don't have any sappers or anything like that can do that sort of thing. You need to use artillery, the good old-fashioned way. And people don't really want to fight over walls. Walls are pretty horrendous to fight on in 1212 because, well, you can just kind of focus down units with their missiles. And actually, you've got tier 1 Spanish Order Foot Knights here. I've just realized as well. So, yeah, really is not all tier 3. I just did not glance enough at these. But yeah, we've got Spanish Order Foot Knights early there, and then we have Spanish Order Foot Knights late here. So, yeah, we have... so this is the whole bit, like what I'm saying about sort of tiers. They do change as the technology changes. And so, yeah, they go from having a sword and a shield to having a big axe by the 15th century, do Spanish Order Foot Knights, apparently. There you go. And it looks like we've got... I do like that we have some, like, unique generals as well. I really hope they add more of those. They haven't got... I don't think we've got any in today's battle, though, funnily enough. Oh, no, we have Matthias Kirale, might be how I would say his name. Probably butchering that. But yeah, we do have like a couple. I feel like Holy Roman Emperor, we could have a couple of unique Holy Roman Emperors for the time. Artillery coming in again. And trying again, looks like they're trying to make another hole in the... No, they're going for the towers. I don't know why players are that worried about towers. Whether just them collapsing. They are pretty nasty and then they can do a lot of damage to your units, I guess, as well. And they'd be burning these siege towers down pretty quickly. Actually, was that a light tower that they burned down? No, it was a medium. All right, and they're pushing forward more medium, or these heavy towers now. These are heavies. They're pushing forward. But it doesn't look like the defenders are going to try and defend the walls. So, yeah, we'll see what they try here. I mean, I imagine they're going to obviously defend choke points, maybe defend at the bottom of walls. But yeah, we'll see. We've been chatting a little while now. Not a single move really been made here by the attackers. That's for sure. But yes, if you're a fan of all things 1212 AD, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to be getting a lot more replays coming out shortly. So if you do want to, you know, take part in some 1212 AD replays or battles or streams, then do feel free to join the Discord. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any sort of 1212 AD content. If you're new to the channel and you love the 1212 AD content as well, I have a crap ton of replays from over the years. Before, obviously, all the issues with 1212, we did a lot of 1212 sort of scenarios and battles, and there's some pretty good ones out there. So yeah, definitely go and check those out. I'll hopefully have left some links at the end of the video and maybe in the middle of it as well, with battles that you can go and have a look at as well once you finish with this one. But yeah. And then, yeah, if you want to send in any of your own replays as well, the Discord is the best place to send those into as well. For those of you that know how to play with this new/old version of 1212. But it looks like finally the attackers are growing some balls and they're going to actually move their towers towards the walls here. And it looks like cavalry coming forward as well. Cavalry's kind of useful to bring both on attack and on defense, because sallies happen quite regularly. I'd say more regularly in 1212 than in Dawn's Days, to be honest, because most factions all have a very good heavy cav unit available to them, because it's a medieval world. Most factions, you know, relied around heavy cavalry. So yeah, so it's good to use, and you can use it pretty effectively on attack and on defense even once you're inside the settlement. Most settlements, you know, have some sort of space that you can use. Kind of like here, like this square for instance, is kind of one of those spots that you can use it. And also, I'd say like this outer area here, where there's like new farmlands going on. You can all use it there if you wanted to. Got artillery here firing away, just, you know, chipping away each of the sides. The wall artillery, again, very important. I don't know whether there was... I don't know what the rules were, whether they could use the wall artillery. Evidently, it looks like they can. Usually when a team brings artillery pieces... So, like, for instance, yeah, this Flanders trebuchet here, Flanders won't be able to use his Bastion catapult, but that doesn't seem like that's the case. That seems a little... In my opinion, that's a little cheesy there from Flanders, using both artillery pieces. But here we go, Pavy Spears landing on the walls, and they're going to take on, well, sergeants. I was going to say Pavy Spears, but they aren't. They are just sergeants. That's going to be interesting to push with those. And then same over here, we've got more Pavy Spears pushing on Pavy Spears. I mean, that is very much the Western European armies at this point. It is just a lot of spears with big shields. Here they go, battling away. Oh, it's so good to be back. It really is. It's refreshing. I mean, I enjoy doing what we do, but you know, when we have Dawn of the Days, Rome 2, and Napoleon, and mainly the 3 things we show off on the channel, it does feel like we kind of center on those and we kind of get into a cycle. I do obviously try and look for other mods and replays and stuff that we get for those as well. But yeah, it's good to have 12-12 back in the cycle as well. It's another one that was very common to be used. Crossbow sergeants here should really set up on the back wall and then just focus down into these sergeants here and these pavis of the Empire. I mean, the Empire, it's kind of a bit of roleplay here because Flanders, you know, part of the Empire, a rebellion, maybe they're rebellious. The Teutonic Order as well, sort of in the Empire. You can't see it because I haven't got a camera on, but I'm kind of doing like quotation marks with my hands. Sort of are in the Empire, but they're sort of not really in the Empire. They do get protection and they do work with quite a few of the princes of the Empire at points when they go on crusade in the Baltics. But they're not really. They are like their own sort of independent monastic order. And then I've forgotten who the other defender was. Or Denmark, which I guess, yeah, like the Danes maybe supporting like a rebellion against the Empire. There's a bit there, a bit of roleplay. And a push. The only problem with 12-12 is that everyone kind of has similar uniforms. It's kind of hard to tell who's who. At least in these more Western European battles, that's for sure. I don't think we're doing more like your crusade battles. That's less of a problem. Or if you're doing like England versus France, blue and red. Very easy colors. And there you go. It looks, I mean, the sergeants there are losing. They're getting surrounded. Heavy spears here. Actually, these shock infantry on the wall are actually losing as well, which is kind of surprising. Shock infantry excels on the walls, a bit like in Dawn of Days, and it will excel against spears. The Pavis are dying. It doesn't help that the fire projectiles are coming in. -4 right now on morale. Over on the other side, looks like finally Hungary's landed, and he's going to get faced off by some Danish noble longswords. They're going to hack them down with those big swords there.
Enemy units have been rallied.
And there you go, immediately losing of those swordsmen there. Immediately losing. And all the kit and like all the uniforms supposedly are like all historically accurate as well. There's one thing that you got to credit the 12-12 team is that they do a lot of research into their units, looking at sort of depictions and sort of like historical references of armor and uniforms. The Teutons now getting involved with their big axemen, getting involved in smashing up the Hungarians here. Dismounted Ritterbruder. Going in, there's the swordsman there, getting chopped down. Samlander's swords here, they're about to receive, it looks like another swordsman unit. Artillery is firing as well, I can hear that. The Great Bombard, I think it's trying to make a hole in the wall somewhere along here. all I can imagine you're doing with the Great Bombard. You don't really want to use it to try and counter and take out infantry. Got a lot of pikes still to go in as well. We've got the Swiss pikes, shock infantry as well, pole arms. They're going to try for the gate as well as Hungary. You can see the spears here. Very nice that they put a spear unit in front of the gates, just stop any sallies and getting in the way of sort of their preparation. There's a lot by that gate. My gosh, there's a lot by that gate. 2 pole arms, 2 spears. There you go. We'll leave the Danes to their thing over there. Looks like a lot of routing units over here. Yeah, just all these HRE units have all routed already. It looks like the Pavis and the swords here are both being killed off. Dismounted Imperial Ritter, Imperial Ritter have also been routed as well. It's a tier 1 unit shows. Letting in tier 1s against higher tier units, you're going to get slaughtered in some cases. And yeah, I mean, on the walls here as well. Pavis spears. Trying to push this is not a good idea. And
Our gates have been blown apart.
over here, it looks like again, Flanders just kind of mopping up the HRE right now. HRE is kind of a little spent. Navarre, though, is in and having no issues. They actually have faced no sort of competition right now, at least at the walls. But they are going to get a defense here from the Danes. We've got the Lanva and Spiz, which I feel like aren't really actually guarding the spot, their choke point very well. You can just flank around here. These things are destructible. You can just kind of just go around them. Swords here, got the Huskarls waiting as well. And there's a polearm unit over here actually guarding, which that's a prime target for crossbows just to shoot down. I mean, it's the same as in like Dawn of Days. Things like the polearms have very little missile block, if no missile block. So just shooting them with crossbows and archers, that's an easy kill there, that's for sure. It looks like the spears are pushing forward as well. Maybe to try to block the choke point a little better. We've got the armor Tuak here waiting. Gates captured. There you go. They've already destroyed the towers though, so the towers won't fall down and destroy and kill all their army, which I think is what they're concerned about. And we're seeing a sally out here. HRE are being sallied out on here by Flanders. They need to be actually no, they're Flemish states. I don't. Oh, the cow drops. I don't know if they would hurt the Flemish cav or not, but they might do. The Pavis, I think, can form square. They can certainly form shield wall, but a very good counter for cavalry. Not a great charge, but it's a charge nonetheless. And it's still killed like, yeah, a good 40, 30, 40 guys. And they're going to get out of that. It's a not bad pull-out, but it's not the greatest, I would have said. They took no losses. Look at that men-at-arms there, and they routed that spear. That's insane. Shows the power of Cav in 12-12. And they go to rout that. And the HRE, they're not out, but they are severely depleted. No artillery left. They've got a sword unit here. They've got a couple of very chevroned Imperial Ritter shock infantry here. We've got the general. I'm surprised they haven't used their cavalry to maybe deal with the men-at-arms that are just like, you know, causing chaos to their spears. Like, they're not reacting at all. Well, there you go. Cav's finally reacting. And I imagine they're sending the rest of their army to go and support Navarre in their endeavors as they start their assault. And here goes in their Spanish Order Knights, these holy warriors. And there you go, yeah, I mean, they break up a lot of Spanish Order. They've still got the Huskarls in there. They're pulling back the spears, I guess maybe to try and use them a bit more defensively. Crossbows here have cleared the choke point for the moment. The polearms have fallen back. They haven't actually killed as many as I thought they would. But they could send up something like swords or cav or bring up a pike of their own. and then, you know, bait the polearm out. But they are, I mean, they are still actually shooting it. Crossbows can arc in 12-12, like they can in Dawn and Stay as well. General's been killed. Oh, wow, okay, we have not been over here in a minute. Hungary has opened up a choke point. They sent in their general. So they said, yeah, just sent in their general and Hungarian knights as well. And they've both been routed. Oh my gosh. It's getting chaotic over here, that's for sure. And now Hungary, I was going to say, with no morale, could be in a bit of trouble with no general. Spears here, I think, already routing. They're getting cycle charged as well by the Mitbruder here of the Teutonic Order. I didn't think it was going to spice up that quickly, but yeah, look at that. That Pavis broken 98 troops. It's insane. And it shows morale's very important in 12-12. It really is. Axemen here are chopping down the cav. They don't want to stay in prolonged melee, really. They are getting absolutely, yeah, chopped to pieces. But the shock is also looking like it might rout here. It's 72 warriors left. That is insane. But yeah, we're now seeing a bit of a rush here from Hungary. The Mitbruder's finally broken there. Spears over here. They are losing, but they're getting support now from the Danes. Danes kind of doing a bit of support in everywhere, which is why... I mean, Navarre, though, at the same time, is now about to face two armies. You say Flanders, in pretty good nick, is going to be able to come over and support. That's for sure. It looks like over here, finally these noble swords are dying. They're getting beaten back by the shock of Hungary and also some swords. And another part of the wall coming down. This bombard, I think, has used up literally every piece of ammo. Finally, I mean, it is like a one tap or maybe like a two tap to take out a wall. It is pretty impressive. They have collapsed a little bit, and I don't know if that's done damage to the infantry here. Archers as well, or crossbows, getting nice arcing fire, and they're also supporting in this hostile and swordsman engagement here with the polearms also along for the ride. But we've got another polearm coming forward here. Halberd of the Teutonic Order trying to block off these spears. If they focus down that halberd now, they'd reopen that choke point up quite nicely because, yeah, the defenders are scrambling right now for reserves to try and block this huge choke point. Luckily for them as well, Hungary has no general and also is kind of running out of reserves. We've got a Navarre Spanish Order knight here. I mean, there's a gap in the line. Whether they'd want to really push that, I don't know. They wouldn't get much support once they were through. Which would be the concerning thing. And there you go. Cav has pushed. The armed Turk has pushed here. He's got by. The polearms here got pinned by swords of Navarre. And they are through this choke point, really. And they've got Pike, now pushing from Denmark to try and silence that. But here comes the Navarre cavalry. So are they trying to assassinate the Grand Master here? I don't think they're going to really achieve that. He's probably a better cav unit than this heavy shock. Oh, they're both tier 3. And the armed Turk is winning. Armor Turk. I mean, they could just get shock infantry over. There's gunners as well from Denmark. Hand gunners are so useful. They're not necessarily killers of armies. I mean, they can kill armies. I've seen it happen, but they are more morale, sort of like killers. That's kind of what they're there for. They do a lot of morale damage. In went those Spanish Order knights, by the way. And the Danish nobles are trying to hold them back. Both sides just kind of slammed into each other and then realized that both sides were going to have infantry support. Navarre pulled out his cav out of melee there against Grandmaster. Probably because he realized he was going to get focused down by the handgunners. And he's got routed. There you go. I mean, they can do a lot of friendly fire themselves, and you need to be careful with that. But this is... I mean, it's looking like it's been dealt with in a bit of a messy way. Navarre is kind of being held back here. I mean, these Spanish Order Knights have only one way, and that's to the sea. It's their only way out, and there's no ships coming in. There's a death sentence, pretty much. Fights to the death or drown.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Got HRE Archers now in here as well. So yeah, HRE kind of supporting over here, but he's definitely not got a lot left. He's not got he's nowhere near the empire he once was. And actually got like a proper sally out here from Flanders as well. Flanders is pushing round and actually threatening the HRE in the rear now. So you've got those Imperial Ritter. Still got the Cav. I feel like this Cav fight favors HRE. They should really try and take that, to be honest. If they could just get a little bit of infantry support from Navarre, they could deal with this very nicely, get rid of the Flanders general, and then that might even things up a little bit, getting rid of a general. Flanders still has a lot of troops, which all of a sudden would then have pretty low morale and would rout.
Men are running! Stand and fight, damn you!
I mean, these Spanish Order foot knights, for a tier 1, they are pushing on quite a way. They're still giving it the good fight, and they had brought a lot of them as well. This player really trusted in his tier 1 swords. And he's finally getting routed by the gate, by the sea here. Getting focused down in the side by handgunners. That's kind of how you need to use handgunners. You need to just get clear line of sight, get good angles, so you don't just kill your own men, really. It does happen quite a lot. There you go, Spanish foot knight here, pushed on through the street, got dealt with. Another one ready to go, though. I think they're trying to silence the trebuchet, potentially here. How's Hungary doing? Hungary doesn't seem like he's made any progress. He's still here being held. Having spears, battling those pikes of the Swiss that have been hired to serve Hungary. The Swiss pikemen, just very Swiss sort of characteristic. Won't fight itself, but it'll fight for money. We'll keep our neutrality, but we'll fight for money. I like that unit up here. Look at that. They're literally all in that turret. We'll just kind of cram themselves into here. One, I don't know, like artillery volley just to take this tower down, and that whole unit's going. They are just cheekily shooting at that halberdier, which is very, very nice. It's the sort of plays you need to be doing. I mean, they could really focus them down. I mean, they're shooting the crossbows here. I just focus down that pole arm. Crossbows are going to be useful, but yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't be my priority concern. Oh, look at that. That Pavis is wavering at 105. That's because of the handgunners here, which do so much morale damage. So yeah, minus 30 morale damage. And you got to remember they got no general. And look at that, routing at 100 out of 120. That is insane. That shows the power of a handgunner when you're facing an enemy with no general. This Spanish Order foot knight here, I don't know if it got charged or what first, but yeah, it's already routing. That's a healthy unit. It got charged by maybe that general, and then it looks like Denmark's got him with his shock. We now got heavy crossbows here that are going to be having to go in. We are still seeing a lot of routing units here. Huskars are going. Unit being pulled out here. Spanish Order foot knights being pulled out to try and save the crossbows. They have got, I was going to say, shock back here that they could just send in. Artillery is going ham right now. I mean, yeah, it's such a useful thing to bring. Usually, if you're playing defense, either a mortar or a trebuchet, they are the things to bring. General is gone, and yeah, that's because they took that cav fight over here to the HRE. Like I said, I think it was worth it. I haven't really been paying attention to it, but it basically looks like they've engaged with the same sort of forces. Pavis over there got routed. Generals here, yeah, getting support from Imperial Ritter. Actually, funny enough, Flanders has had the infantry support. Though HRE is getting some in there now. But yeah, Flanders now has no general. Could even up this match a little bit, you know. With 13 minutes left on the clock, there's still a lot of time for things to happen. And yeah, we're going to see this dismounted Imperial Ritter here just encircle and probably get rid of all of these Flemish troops here. There you go, that's them all gone, and that could be Flanders now in a bit of trouble. They are over here defending against Navarre. Though they are winning the fight, are they going to win it with the morale fight?
Our ally has fled! We are abandoned!
Ally has fled? Oh. Don't know who that is. Oh, they're nearly through over here, though. Look at that. There you go. Hungary's finally through. And there's a sire over here by the Danes. They've sent out the Danish nobles. And they got rid of the Spanish Order foot knights. And the general's under attack. I guess he's just getting shot. There you go. The Danes and the Teutonic Order over here. They have They've not quite defeated Hungary, but they've certainly stopped him in his tracks. There's not a lot of them left, but Hungary, in a way, has actually got control of the choke point. I mean, they could probably easily retake control of that. Just send the general in, to be honest, into the spears. Though it's obviously risky with no general themselves. Hungary's looking very vulnerable right now. And they've got Huskarl here as well as Denmark. They could just send that up onto the wall. They could probably clear out. Well, actually, they don't need to send any more up. They can't anyway because of just the position they have. But yeah, they have the sword up here, the Sandlander sword. If they can get through that spear unit, then they should clear out all these crossbows, which they are still landing more of, I should add. Whether it's just for safety, getting them all up on the wall, just out of the way of the cavalry of the defenders, I don't know. Balance power is now dead even. Enemies actually have less troops than the attackers, which is never a good sign. Good charge there. That should rout that sword unit. Are they going to carry on? They are. They kind of continue on again. I don't know if it's really a pull through. They kind of did knock down every single man in that unit. There you go, the general for Navarre going. He's going to try and chase down the Teutonic Order here. Could be in a bit of trouble if they then lose another general here, the defenders. Would just leave Denmark and his. They've still got a lot of reserves back here. And you can see, yeah, I mean, look at this. Navarre pushing on. He's breaking through this Pavis line. He's within fingertips of the final, the final point, the cap point itself. I don't think they're going to be holding back these Spanish Order Knights for a little while. They've only lost one guy, and they're getting shot at like religiously here by crossbows. You see pikes welcome forward. They've still got a lot of good kit, you know, to use of the attackers. HRE got whatever he has remaining. It's just really a little bit of Ritter here, dismounted and mounted. That's kind of all he's got. They are going to cap this point here. It's also a wise idea. Capture the point. Helps with battlefield-wide morale. These smaller, lesser points are equally just important for those reasons. It actually looks like Teutonic Order over here is going to lose to the Hungarians. They're getting surrounded on the wall by the gate, and they're getting shot as well by these crossbows that are just gathered up here. Still haven't routed. They're still holding on. Credit to them. But yeah, it looks like a retreat to the final point is in need here. At least it looks like they're falling back pretty much to the final point. There's a couple of spots here and there that they are trying and hold the outer points for, which I respect. I mean, I'm actually seeing more swords, seeing Huskarls here go onto the wall. They try and keep the Hungarians at least tied down over here. It's not a bad idea. To be honest, you could deal with the Hungarians with this cav force here, these Danish nobles, and that king's bodyguard. They could just charge any of the Hungarians who come off the wall, in my opinion. Here we go. They continue on to those Spanish Order foot knights. They're now into those not into the Hungarians, that's their allies, into the Danish. Big axes crashing through the shields of the spears here.
Make small to the enemy. Grim news.
Oh, there's beautiful shots there from the defenders. Those trebuchet fiery balls of justice, cooking alive so many attackers. And was that no, this is the one over here, the Teutonic Order's trebuchet. Did they all bring one in the end? It looks like they did. Teutonic Order leaving theirs to last to use. That one definitely was a friendly fire. That hit a lot of Danish troops there. That's the roll of the dice with the trebuchet. pikemen are here wavering, spears wavering. It's not looking good. If they break through here, and it looks like they're going to in a minute, we could see sort of a defeat here from the for the defenders. I honestly felt like they had this. They had this clutched up, I thought. We've got the Navarre general over here. He's just been routed, though, by Danish general and also cavalry. He's gone in, bizarrely. We didn't go in with his pike support or with any of this cavalry here. So now Navarre has no general, and his troops are the ones pushing this final point right now, the pikes. And actually, we've got some HRE Ritter here as well. But still, Navarre is kind of the one doing the pushing right now at this final last stand. We've got about 1,500 against 1,300. I'm trying to get rid of these. I think these are crossbows they're trying to silence here. I think the crossbows have. Oh no, they are sergeants. They are. Oh, these guys are definitely crossbows. And they are, just mobbing the Imperial Ritter here. And a really odd move from Navarre to send in his general like that and just get him killed, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if he was trying to go for the Danish general, try and get rid of him, but I mean, it went outnumbered, that's for sure. And his artillery over here actually is just focusing down the HRE general. He needs to be careful of that. Definitely a gen snipe. I don't know if I'd be a big fan of that, but at the same time, you should be keeping an eye on your own general, making sure he's not getting gen sniped. Going to see archers going in a moment. I think they were trying to kill him so they could master out all the HRE units as well, which makes sense. They're pretty much out of infantry now. We have one final Imperial Ritter here to go forward. We've got a pike unit as well from Navarre, but that is it. Right, then it's just archers, and then it's the Hungarians over there, but they're all tied down. The archers there look like they are wavering. They're going to rout here. We're going to see Cav going in as well. They need to be careful not to pull through because they'll end up losing a lot of their own troops here. HRE General needs to be careful. Oh gosh, this artillery is relentless. Brutal stuff, just burning so many of these troops. And that's routing a lot of them. Yeah, the NAF's here, -9 morale. It's insane. And for, army losses are probably coming into it now. And also, like I said, lack of generals. I mean, HRE just lost their general, and I'm going to say it's GG, to be honest, for the attackers. They huffed and they puffed. I think they made a few mistakes in roster and also I think in tactics as well. They got very much blown away here, that's for sure. And there you go. We still got artillery here, I just realized as well. We still have a great bombard from Navarre. Still has ammo here. Crazy. Wheeled this all the way up. We've got Naftoons trying. Oh, not Naftoons. We've got artillery, which has got the Naft ability. They are firing there. The Great Bombard, I guess it's maybe, I don't know what it's going to shoot. Maybe just try to shoot it in there. Maybe try to take out the trebuchets. A bit late. There you go. And yeah, I mean, they're taking it slow now. I mean, I feel like there was a lack of. I mean, they were methodical in this all. They're knocking down the walls and towers, but I feel like haven't used a lot of their ammo here of the attackers. I feel like they could have done with, maybe shooting choke points a little more. Things like that. I think that just didn't happen enough in places. Have these crossbows over here. In their loose formation, they should probably win those fights, to be honest. Huskarls over here, they might not win that fight, might not contain all these Hungarians. Depends whether they can rout all the attacks over here, which if they can, the Hungarians should just rout, I'd imagine. Here comes the Danish Gen. He's going to just charge into all these crossbows. And that's them flattened. Yep, that's an end to that crossbow. Whether we'll see the other ones here get shot at or charged as well. They are just trying to, I guess, just defend against the Grandmaster here, but they are getting hit by artillery. They're tactically moved, which is actually a good idea. And the general is going to charge in. The pikes that kind of break formation. So I don't know if it'll necessarily stop them. No. Pikes are gone, and that should be army losses, I'd imagine. Surprised these Hungarians don't just master out, because that is now 1,000 against 300. But it's a very pretty close fight. Well fought by the defenders, that's for sure. I think they made a very good stand. They won all their wall fights that they needed to win. I feel like, yeah, maybe the attacks didn't really rely enough on the choke point fights enough. And also, I don't know. I think it's been a while since I've done a 12-12 AD siege. So I'm a bit rusty on sort of like tactics for it and the metas. But yeah, I just feel like, I mean, there was a really silly charge with the Hungarians sending in their general. That was odd. And certainly, again, with Navarre sending his general in just to die. A bit of, yeah, just wasteful sort of gen usage, you could say. But yeah, HRE as well. I'd say his assault was not that great. He sent a lot up onto these walls and a lot of poor stuff that's not really going to do so well. But yeah, I think over here on the wall, they just kind of like committed a little, I don't know,
The
a
men
little
have
too
thrown down
much,
their weapons
maybe,
and are
and
fleeing.
spears as well onto wall, which aren't really good for pushing. You want to be setting up swords and shock infantry, really, ideally. Actually, they managed to defeat the Danish over here to the Hungarians, so, I mean, well done them. Now their reward is to come off the wall, get charged by this king's bodyguard, or maybe to mass route, actually, by the looks of it. They might just be mass routing instead, and there you go. That is today's siege battle. An Empiric victory for the Danes and their allies. So yes, well done to everyone that took part in this one. This one was sent in by VO, who was playing as the Danes. So thank you very much, man, for sending this one in. Very much appreciated. And well done to Storm of War, to Toast, to AR, to Mirak and RWX as well. All did a very, very good job in that siege battle, that's for sure. But yeah, we'll have a quick look at some of the kills as well. I mean, there's some like absolute massive kills of some of these units, even though the unit sizes were not the largest. But yeah, we got like 257 kills here for those Danish longswords, 176 with another one there. Then you got the Huskars here with 132 kills. Crossbows getting 118 kills, 128 kills. General actually got 150 kills. I missed that entirely as well. The General's bodyguard there, and then the Danish nobles here getting 104 kills, which is not too bad. And the Trebuchet getting 83 kills. Then we have Storm of War playing as the County of Flanders, 194 kills with the dismounted men at arms. 232 kills with another dismounted men at arms is Brotherhood of St. George here getting 111 kills, a spear unit. Sergeants 102 kills, 155 kills with the crossbows, 228 kills with the pavis, 182 kills with another pavis there. Men at arms getting 124 kills. And then we have Toast playing as the Teutonic Order, 140 kills with the Grandmaster's bodyguard here. And then we've got 127 kills with the Samladder swords. And then 92 kills with the Pavis crossbows, and then it's Trebuchet getting 131 kills. And we have AR playing as a HRE, getting 302 kills with his Imperial Ritter, the dismounted axe variant. Then 202 here with another one, which is insane. He then brought a lot of spears, like I said. I think way too many spears, to be honest, as an attacker, even if they are chevron. Like, we've got a load of chevrons on these units as well. I could have just, like, saved the money and just spent it on swords or more shock. He did bring the dismounted Imperial Ritter, which is technically a shock unit as well. That didn't really work out for him. And then, yeah, like they got like 70 kills, and his Sergeant's 87. His Cav got 113 kills. And with Mirak playing as Navarre, did a pretty solid job, made a lot of pushes, and was got the closest to that final point. I mean, his swords didn't get huge amounts of kills, though they seem to be doing relatively well, but maybe just because there was a lot of them, I thought they were doing better than they were. 63 is the best, actually, out of those. His crossbows, 50, 60 kills. And then we've got the shock infantry, again, get the most kills, 247, 126 kills. And we have RWX playing as Hungary, getting 109 kills here with the Axeman, 103 kills with his pole arms. His crossbows, his Genoese crossbows, 189 kills, 102 kills altogether. But there you go, guys. That is the day's Dauntless Days 12-12 AD Siege. I'm so used to saying Dauntless Days now. It's weird saying 12-12 AD, but it's good to be back. It really is. Check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. Some great ones there if you need more 12-12 AD in your life. But until next time, folks, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.